There we go. Hello, hello. How's it going? What's up, y'all? Yeah, hold on. Sorry. I was ready and then I wasn't ready for a hot second. This is what happens. Hey, Mono, what's up? Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello. Happy Thursday. It is my Thursday here. Yeah, and not only that, I have a super long weekend. I have Monday off also, so it's a good start to the weekend here. So what are we doing tonight? Ooh, I like those cool penguins. Those are fun. Cactus. Hello, hello. So tonight we're gonna play with some more fun Swift new Apple things. I am very much a fan of CoreData. I feel like I'm one of the few developers that's actually a fan of CoreData and utilizing CoreData. I could be very, very wrong there. But based on what I've picked up from other users, around the internet and stuff like that, that's just, I like it. So I figured, I was actually right before DubDub, I was like, ooh, let me build a habit tracking app just to get used to CoreData again, like plain CoreData, no weird stuff using the composable architecture, to go back and forth, fetching and stuff like that. Let's just try setting it up. And then DubDub happened and was like, yo, here is SwiftData. And it's built on top of CoreData, which is fine. For me at least, I'm okay with it. And was like, here's SwiftData. Why don't you give it a try? And I'm like, you know what? Why don't we give it a try? And why don't we try to just support it like Apple wants us to in SwiftUI, using the queries and stuff like that. Why don't we do that? It's a very basic habit tracker that I want to build. I just had a little bit of stuff that I wanted to track myself. I could very easily do this in reminders, but it's also a good chance to try things outside of the work app and outside of freelance apps and stuff like that. So that's why I was like, ooh, let's do it. Let's try it. Also, maybe there might be some fun stuff to do with SF animations and stuff. We'll figure it out. Because those are also seem fun at some point. But yeah, so that's what we're doing tonight. We're gonna play with some SwiftData stuff. Just having some fun here. So basically, this is what it is. Add a habit. So very, very basic here. Habit trackers. It has the current date at the top. And then it scrolls down. It's sectioned by dates. If you tap on one, you get a sheet or a popover, whatever. You get something that tells you what you tapped on, how many times you completed it, when it was started, notifications, stuff like that. Get to stop tracking, reset stats, so kind of an archive function, delete it, get rid of it, stuff like that. In a sheet, you can add a habit to your day, give it a title, want to notify, save, cancel, all that fun stuff. So what have I built exactly? Because I started doing this last week. I didn't get very far, but we'll run through what it looks like exactly here. Bear with me. My typing is going to be worse than normal because I am on a completely different keyboard right now. I wanted to go back to the normal keyboard and give up that split keyboard life for a little bit. I got a new keyboard that is about to be here, so I wanted to try this style again, the normal style again, staggered style, I think is what it's called. Anyway, all right, so what have I done? Number one, I just started a brand new app. I got it started from Apple in Xcode 15. When you start a new project, file, new project, it really doesn't matter. We'll say iOS for the app. There is the option for your storage to use none, CoreData, or SwiftData. Because we're trying to play with SwiftData, I choose SwiftData. I always check the box that says host in CloudKit. And I didn't include tests in this one because I just didn't want to deal with testing yet. I will figure that out at some point. Where things get a little weird with SwiftData is this at model. And like we kind of went over a little bit of this yesterday, last time I streamed. But basically how you declare your data types, your entities that you're going to use in your database is very much just straight up in code now. Like there's no that model chart that doesn't exist. So we have the class and the routine item. Does CloudKit run off your iCloud storage? Yeah, so yes, it does. So CloudKit will use the user's iCloud storage. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword here. It's really nice in the fact that like I don't have to go set something else up, but also the user then therefore has to have like iCloud storage available. So as long as you're not storing like photos or anything, you're probably not going to run out of storage there. Like text, a bunch of text isn't going to like junk up too much, especially with stuff like this, but like run up too much data, but it is something to like be aware of. So yeah, it does utilize the user's like CloudKit and iCloud storage to store more things. So that is something to be aware of as we're constructing this database, but not too bad. Yeah, so it's kind of a new project, Mono. Pretty much a brand new project. I've already built out the database. I built out the model, so that's what we're going through right now. So these are so routine item is the title. These are like the properties that I would expect in like just a item that's going to live there that I check off yes or no if it's been completed. I am probably over complicating this by having a last completed and completion, like having a completion model here as well. So like the completion model, we have a completed date. So when it was completed and if it was completed yesterday or not. And then the routine item that this completion responds to. So like by default, Apple said that SwiftData should be able to pick up on these, pretty easily, I should say. So like these relationships, so like this last completed is a one-to-one relationship, with the idea being that this last completed will always be the most recent completion that a user can have. Again, probably a little too like over engineering, seeing how this isn't even built yet. And then completions is all of the completions the user has had on routine item. So like, I taken like my fish oil pill? Yeah, like it would track how many times I've actually completed to fill out this number. So that's like the nice thing there. And that's kind of why I went for the like a separate entity so that I can just track this pretty easily, that the completed date, and if I completed it yesterday, and if it has been completed yesterday. If it's been completed yesterday, then I can keep a streak going. If it hasn't, then there is no streak and it breaks. It breaks the streak counting. So it's kind of a nifty little idea there that I don't know. We'll see how that goes, how that plays. Swift CoreData, a nice thing on top of SQLite, right? Yeah, so actually a CoreData store can be on multiple items, not just SQLite. I think you can also have an XML based store. Let's do a quick Google search here. CoreData store types. Yeah, okay, so SQLite, binary, and XML. And then you also have an in-memory store if you wanted to. But the XML is not available on iOS. Yeah, so yes, it is just a layer. It's a layer, abstraction layer built on top of these, on top of these storage types. And yeah, so it's just built on top of SQLite database, basically. I don't know. I don't have opinions on SwiftData necessarily. I've never used anything else for persistence besides CoreData in my apps. So it's actually for me, yeah, it's super nice. It's super easy. It doesn't necessarily, like, you don't get raw SQLite. You can't just call like raw SQLite constructors necessarily, like to build like your queries and stuff like that, you still have to go through like Apple's like query syntax. So like if you wanted to grab all the trips that were in New York and has the name of birthday, and I think that was or I don't know what this predicate does. I think its start date is older than today. Then this is how you'd have to do it. You don't have like raw access to the SQLite stuff. So, you know, it's a little bit different, but if you like Swift, but if it's also native to the platform, so it makes it really easy to work with. Yeah. I'm a big proponent of CoreData, especially if you're building like an iOS only app. Like if you use CoreData right out of the box, and I guess SwiftData in this case as well, you get a lot of CloudKit back and forth. Like you can set up your persistence store with CloudKit and automatically get across device syncing. So like in iHog, I have it set up so that if a user is on a phone, it can sync to their iPad, like stuff like that. Like you don't have to have accounts. It's all using the user's iCloud account, which is really cool. It gives you a lot of stuff for free that you don't necessarily have to think about. Yeah, some people use CoreData as like literally just a local persistence controller persistence though. So like you can bring data into your app and then just communicate with that and then have it be sent out to the databases. It's an interesting type of thing. You once used CoreData in your work app, but then it got ditched. I could definitely see that, especially if your work app is like multi-platform as well. But yeah, it's definitely a interesting like piece of tech, I believe, that's here. The most interesting part is literally just the built-in persistence part of it. Other alternatives like people use is GRDB, I think. Swift. Yeah, so this is literally a toolkit for SQLite databases. So I think you can run an SQLite database through here. Yeah, so SQL generator. So people have used this, and you just kind of give it a path. Again, it's usually people who really like raw SQL and people who are very comfy with that, and also that wanted a Swift first experience, which CoreData didn't give until this year. So I totally get the want. There's also Merge Sort Boutique. I think I've even started this one. Yeah, there's also this one, which is a magical persistence layer for state-driven iOS apps, which is also an interesting way to do it. And it includes a lot of cool like property wrappers and such. I haven't used either of these. I don't know. I've always just stuck with CoreData and managed to massage the CoreData items to what I need them to. But yeah. So there are options there to avoid SwiftData and CoreData, but I like just sticking with first-party platforms as much as possible. But I do need to put these into like a read later situation. Oh, add extension. Hey Dobby, can you stop? Thank you. Wow, I can't type. Remember, bear with me. I'm on a different thing here, different keyboard. Add to Chrome, add extension. Let me go see what I'm logged into real quick on Notion. Log in, continue with Google, choose my email. Cool. Let's just, yeah. And let's do, pin that and grab, add to, there should be like a notes database here. Sorry, y'all can't see everything that's inside my Notion. Oops. Cool. And now if I go here, Notion, switch back, we can just save. And also this as well. Notion, save page. Sweet. All right, so that's what I got. Yeah. So we're just gonna do habit tracker app here. Should be simple. We'll find out. I think this also opens the option for like exploring some other things like with widgets and stuff. But right now we got to get the database working right. All right. So if I run the app, another thing I did was create this daily list view. It has the the private var context, which is created in the like view above it. In the content in the My Day app, we open the daily list with this model container modifier, and that's going to set the model container for the scene. It's interesting because a model container is based off of like a single item, but you can add multiple items. This is a very interesting like way to do it. I think it's just weird that you don't declare, at least in this way, you don't declare it. You don't initialize this model context for like globally. It's on a per like entity basis. But these are routines. If I hit the plus button, we'll get another one. I should probably we can do this and make it a HStack spacer. And then text. We'll just do item dot date created dot formatted dot abbreviated. That should be fine. Cannot convert binding C routine item to expect. I don't understand. That there shouldn't be a thing there. Item. I don't know why it's doing this. Binding of C could not be inferred. There's no reason to convert any of this, right? Like, it should literally just be the same. Let's see. Command B. Successful. If I run it, does it run? Great. And let's try again. And it's still, I don't. Let's see. So we need to get a key path, right? Dot ID. No, it's still unhappy. So I wonder, because technically it's supposed to know when to part of the SwiftData magic is it's supposed to know when to bind these items together. So let's try this because I want to make my own custom row anyway. Let's do a new file and let's do a routine item row. Yeah. Oh, I didn't do this right. That's fine. Import Swift UI. Import Swift data. Struct. And then let's put in a view here. Boom. Routine item row. Hello? And let's just Command X. Grab in a routine item row. And we'll call this var item, and it is a routine item. I think that's all it needs, and then this is going to be upset. Okay. Because we don't have an item. Let's see if we can find any data on how to get these previews to work, like how to make like previews work, basically. SwiftData. Adopting SwiftData in your app. I just want to know, how do I like make a, I wonder if I could just make a static like routine item. So like under models, routine item here. Let's do a extension routine item static let item mock self. I bet it's not going to work here, but we'll try it. No, I bet it's not. Because in my mind, we could just do like an extension on here. I guess it's not really a struct though, so it might not be possible, but I would want to do like an extension on here that I could add in a mock to. Let's do, because I'm guessing we could do something like this though. Let's do a struct mock routine item. Oh, that's pretty cool. I kind of knew that. I guess we could just do mocks. I don't even know if this is the right way. I've literally done like zero research on this. Struct mock static let routine item equals routine item. Let's go see what this says about the backing data. Looks like that's not what we want. And this is a mock just for a string. So could we then in here do item, item, hold on, let me go into focus mode real quick. One second, y'all. All right. Let's go back into routine item row though, and we'll do mock dot routine item. That should just be mock. Does this work? Cannot convert type routine item dot, oh hey. And does it work in the preview though? Let's see. I mean, that'd be cool if it did. If so, that makes it super easy. And no, why? What did it not work with? Failed to build scheme. Type routine item does not conform to presentation modal. Ooh, I'm guessing because of how I tried to declare a mock here, it's not happy, which is fine. Let's go see if we can find anything in the docs, though. An interface that enables SwiftData to manage a Swift class as a stored model. Oh, because it conforms to observable, hashable, and identifiable. Okay. So if I wanted to... Let's see. I think there was a code sample I could probably download. Ooh, let's download this app and let's see if we can figure it out. Oh, I probably need to actually define these relationships also. Create persisted data object. Creates a new instance. All right, well, let's go open this because I don't think that's going to answer my questions. Boom. Trips, SwiftData, sample trip. Trust and open. All right, so Trips app. We have this model container, right? Makes sense. So there's a preview sample data dot container. The preview sample data actor, which provides an in-memory option. Okay, but like, okay, so this is the final class for the trip. This is a bucket list item. So this is just sample data. And it creates a model container for that. Okay, so that's kind of what I guess I need to do because then it looks like it's going to go through the trip.preview, which is just a static var on the trip. This is what I was trying to do, I should say. Okay, and then it adds it to this preview sample data. And all of these sample datas, right? It does the main context.insert. And then inside the content view, it just looks like it says that model container is that container. And does it do that for everything? Yes. Okay. And then the preview has to be on the main actor. Okay. So almost the same. Like in CoreData, I would end up doing this all in a actual like separate file. Like there's a persistence controller file, persistence container file that I would end up having, and there'd be like two initializers, one for live, or there'd be one initializer, but in the initializer you would set one to be in memory, the store to be in memory, or the store to be the CloudKit backed one or the CoreData one. And then the you could run like a separate preview that kept it in memory or for testing and that purposes. So this, I think, makes sense. So let's go try it. So let's do a new group here. Actually, instead of doing a new group, let's just rename it and follow the structure that they're laying out in the sample here. So this was called shared, which I guess makes sense. Like if I'm going to share it across projects, right? So in theory, because I am building Swift UI, it could be multiple platforms. All right. But we'll command in, new file, Swift file. Let's do this as a preview data. So we have to make an actor. Preview data. So that's kind of cool. So this is kind of in part of like them making like Xcode a little bit smarter, is it's pulling up this preview data right here from like the file name and the comment, which is pretty fun. And what does it need to conform to? Does it conform? Do actors conform? I never used declared an actor like this before. It doesn't. All right, I'm gonna drag this to another screen just so I can keep an eye on it, so I can just reference it. So as I'm looking down, that's what I'm going for. And again, what I'm referencing is from the Apple provided doc for adopting SwiftData for a CoreData app. I'll drop the link in here. Oh, also real quick before I keep going, I am putting like these that I'm exploring, like the beta stuff on. I'm putting on my YouTube channel, so feel free to go give that a subscribe at the end of the stream. So probably the next day, like it'll show up on the YouTube channel. And it's unlocked freely, not for subscribers only, which usually my streams, like they go to subscribers only. But on YouTube, it's gonna be great just because it's the beta, and I feel like people probably want to see like people working with the beta. So here we are. Static var container. So we need to have a container, and we'll do a model container equals, and we need to define the schema. So let schema equals schema, and we need to actually give it the elements, give it the data types that we need to define on. So that's going to be a routine item dot self, and the config and the completion dot self. And we can't find this model container because I don't have SwiftData imported. And yes, we want to be able to run it basically. All right, so what else is? Okay, thanks. Xcode. All right, so now we need a model configuration. Let's go actually just read the info here. Why is this all CoreData? Where is the SwiftData? Model. All right. Adopting. Nope. Go back. Okay, so a model config to create a custom storage, which is basically what we're doing, is we're creating a completely custom storage so that we can set the configuration to be in memory. And oh, that's cool. So you can also make it read only as well. That's nifty. All right, so let's make our configuration so that it stays in memory. So the difference between like storing for previews and like testing, you want to keep stuff in memory so that when the app like relaunches, it's going to start with a completely new slate, basically. So configuration equals model configuration, and we want to make sure it's in memory is true. So I'm guessing when you do testing, you'd probably want to do something similar. And then we want to grab a model container so that that's what we're able to pass in to the preview container, to the previews from the for the schema and then configuration. And we need to make sure we put that in an array because that's what that was accepting. What is wrong? I don't think we have to use .self here. At least it doesn't say I need to in the sample docs. Let's just keep going. And now we need to create sample data, which we don't have. So let's add in a static var preview title preview item. Everything else is fine to default. We'll call this preview, not preview new item. Now let's call it preview for now. Well, we'll keep it simple. Let sample data any persistent model equals an array of routine item dot preview. And then I guess this makes a lot more sense when you have like multiple items to preview. So I'm probably doing a little bit of like over engineering here for each and each item. Container dot main context dot insert bling 0. All right, so this is fancy dancy Swift syntax, and let's get this return our model container because it's a type of model container. And container. All right, so here we set the sample data. So this would, once I create like a preview item for completions, we'll add that in here, stuff like that. This is all the preview data that we need to populate the preview controller, the previews inside Swift. So I'd probably realistically have like multiple routine items to add in. And that way, when we were to use the canvas view for the list, it comes in pretty nicely. But right now I don't have that. I just have the one. And that's what this is here. And then iterate through the sample data. And all it does is it takes that context from the container and adds that value to it. Let me see if I have something real quick. Inside, hold on. Is that it? That would probably be a good one. Inside a CoreData app, it looks like if we were to just look at it the same, because I use CoreData. This is kind of what it looks like instead. So we'd have the storage provider. Here's the preview. Here's that preview variable that I was talking about. And then we have the controller initializes the storage provider in memory. The view context, which is basically what this main context is in SwiftData. And then we iterate through and create those show entities, which is the same as the routine item. Create object numbers, like stuff like that. Objects inside that get added to the show. Try, save, which is again what this insert is doing. And then it returns the controller, and in our case, we return a container. So that's kind of like how it would be done in a CoreData standpoint. Okay, so why are we still upset? Routine item does not conform to the protocol. Why? I bet this still needs to be an extension. If I had to guess. Trip. Maybe didn't have to, but we'll do it here. Extension on the routine item. Preview. Oh, I see what it's doing. Okay, let's declare it as a, instead of doing a static var not computed property, let's do it as a computed property. And that should actually allow it to work now. I know, we don't want to find mock anyway. It's fine. So now we just need to tell it model container. We want to do the preview data dot I thought that's what we wanted to do, was the dot model container there. Yeah. Preview data dot container. And then we can do a item. And then how does this work? Trip list item. Where does that preview come from? I guess, oh, and then I think we also need to make sure it's in an main actor. It's really odd, but all right. So I'm guessing it's reading it from the container, this dot preview. Oh no, because it's an item type. I'm silly. It's a routine item type. I can just hit dot preview because I declared it here in this extension with the static var. That makes sense. And where is my syntax error now? Open file was edited. You're right, it sure was. Let's try again. Command B, build was successful. And now if I hit Command P, no, please work. There is no syntax error. Canvas. But where? Extraneous code, before continuing, extraneous code at the top. It doesn't even tell me where the syntax error is. Daily list, routine item row.swift. All right, let's go. I think this one works, so. Okay, so this totally works. It just declared a model container using the routine cell items.self. In memory is true. I can go and add things. So that is working. Obviously, the for each item row is working now. Very weird that it did not work before. All right, so now if we go into item row though, what is not working? All right, let's try doing something different here. Routine. Item.self. What was it? It wasn't daily list. Model container 4. Just copy and paste this in. Let's see if that changes things. Ooh, but why? That's a new error. A new error can both be good and bad. It means that I have to go figure that out. Okay. Let's just hit, okay, so it's not gonna do that either. That's fine. At main actor, model container is going to be preview. I wonder if it's that it can't find preview data. What if we do preview sample data dot container, and let's go change that. Whoops. Preview data sample. Command C, Command V, preview sample data. Command B, we've built it. And we still have a syntax error. I literally have no idea what the syntax error is, because it literally does not tell me. Fix the syntax error in the current file before continuing. What is it? What is the current? What is it? Open file was edited. Open file was edited. Explicit refresh requested. Yep. Oh, file myday.xcode project changed. Preview settings changed. User initiated build. Okay. This also might just be an issue here. So I'm not I could be running into like a beta issue, which is always fun for me to like figure out around. I know, Sydney, you got like 4 minutes. It's fine. You'll be okay. Oh no. This doesn't make sense. Update plan. I really think something's going wrong here, but also I should try to see if I can even like see their stuff. Sample trips. To do. Where's bundle identifier? Let's give it a team. Do I have a team set up in here? Probably not. Oh, I do. Cool. I like when I get things set up correctly, or when they supposedly just work. Canvas. Let's see. Because if it doesn't work with the sample app, which it totally says there's a syntax error, so I feel like that's a beta issue and not a me issue. And does it give the same type of error? It sure is the same error. Okay, well, that's really lame and really upsetting that it doesn't work. All right. But if I hit Command R, that works fine. Let me do a feedback real quick while we're paused here. Accept, please. I'm very brave to put my internet, my stuff on here. I know, Sydney. You're fine. This one. Copy. Paste. Next. Sydney, you are fine. I promise you. All right. Let's do this. A new feedback. Yeah, you have 2 minutes, ma'am. New developer tech. Cannot preview Swift. SwiftData. Let's see if they updated it. SwiftData. Cool. It said cannot preview SwiftData in a Swift UI file. Incorrect unexpected behavior. iOS, I guess. 17. Oh, hold on. I'm assuming that this is all 17. When does the issue occur? In Xcode. So what happens? Run the sample, open the sample trips app from developer. I need to go feed the cats. Apple.com and open the trip list item.swift. Try to open open the canvas once we open the canvas, notice syntax error. And then, cool, let's, please help. Okay, great. Let's do sample project. I feel like it's like this is like the best thing because it's an issue in their own project. Attach, submit, accept. All right, I will be right back. And I'm gonna also run an ad during this time. I'm back. I'm sorry, that took a lot longer than I thought it was gonna take. My wife had to try to feed a raccoon marshmallows, but the raccoon ran away. So that was a fun little adventure that we just took. But yeah, so can I mark? There's no way to turn these all on. Yeah, so thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, that was a fun time. We are back to doing this. All right. So feedback was submitted. I don't quite know why I can't like do it. I even wonder if there's actually like a known issue about this real quick. SwiftData. Resources. Xcode 15. Do we have release notes? Where are they? Forums, SwiftUI. Oh my goodness. I think downloads. Oh, please don't start the download. Yeah, it's a time. I do have to say, I've never tried to feed a raccoon. But then I did. And then, like, oh no. My wife decided it was time to do it. So I said, okay. That's fine. That's still not the release notes. Release notes, where are you? These are all still not release notes. Profiles, logs, overview. Release notes, Xcode 15. Okay, Xcode 15. Documentation, but that's still not release. Why is it so hard to find release notes? Not crazy, it seems. No. All right. Well, that's fun. I can say I did not find release notes, so therefore I could not go double check. Yeah, apparently finding release notes is definitely like a struggle. I've had a really hard time trying to find things on the Apple website recently, which I don't really love, to be honest. Like, even getting to the SwiftData documentation was a struggle. Like, there's no... Oh, I guess I could go to read documentation here. Remind me later. And that would probably... Yeah, it took me there. Okay, so that took me to there, but where is... See, and I would think in downloads, because this happens with Aha! I think we found them. Release notes. Why not put them on the other pages? I have no idea, but hey, they're here. Workaround, known issues. Let's see. Let's do SwiftData. After deleting an item, this is the only known issue. After deleting an item, SwiftUI may attempt to re-reference the deleted content during the animation, causing a crash. Cool. So looks like this issue is not solved, but it should probably work. So we'll just leave it at this. Great. So it looks like we can create an item, which is great. Here we can create an item. We read the item, we get it back. It's a fun time. If I hit plus, there we go. So the next thing I would imagine to be able to do, I'd want to be able to do is to bring up a, hold on. Is to bring up a form there. So let's do that next. All right, so yeah, let's do that so that we can customize the input features. New group. I don't like to break things down by view. I like to do them more by feature base. So this would be like a new routine item feature, right? Command N, SwiftUI view, new routine item. This should probably be called a form. Canvas. Let's see if the canvas actually even works. Well, I think we proved that it does. It's just not for some reason here. Okay. So we have this. Where's my mock-up? Here it is. Should be pretty simple here. Gonna have a title, add a habit to your day, a text field, a notify at, and a save. I don't even think I have a way to save that notification. Oh, notification time. Of course I do. Okay, great. So let's build that. Let's just drop it in a form. Is there anything new in SwiftUI that I'm missing around that though? I don't think there is, but I'm down to know. Develop? Documentation. Technologies. Oh, that's cool. Just a whole view sample of projects. Oh, building an app. Oh, we want that. Let's get backyard birds down here. Does that use? No, probably not. But backyard birds uses SwiftData and widgets, and I think it's a SwiftUI app. So that's probably a really good one to look into. So that's cool. Widget kit, SwiftUI updates. So just for a navigation overview, this is a really cool page, by the way. It just highlights all the new tech that was introduced at WWDC. So I highly recommend it if you're trying to just figure out what's new without going into all of the items. So let's see, SwiftUI. There's a new observation pattern, which we're gonna obviously want to use. Content unavailable view, phase animator, outline group. Hey, Dobby, stop. Thank you. Yeah, so that looks cool. We'll definitely use the observation. Well, maybe, because it looks like that's only for a model outside, which is fine. But we're not going to be using outside models for a bit, I believe. So that's fine. At state, private, var, routine. New routine item. Let's see if we can do this. Text field. Title. Ooh. No, that doesn't work that way. And this is also still not working. Okay, so what if I... Referencing subscript binding, insert bling. I already did. I don't want to... Alright, that is totally fine. What if I do an at... I don't think this is what I'm supposed to do. Okay. That's fine. So binding is a property wrapper that can be read and write a value. All right, so I think I'm not supposed to be using routine item in this way. So let's do at state private var title. And then we'll just erase this and that should work. Cool. And this is going to go into a navigation view. Okay, yeah, I know. Navigation stack. And we'll do a dot. I actually don't know if it's going to work in title. We'll try to find out. New routine. New item. Add routine. Blank. Cool. And there should be like a date picker. Notification time. Ooh. Cool. We need a binding for the date, so let's do at state private var notification time date, and we'll do bling notification. Why? Date picker style dot top. What is this? Nope. Let's go look at what we can do on a date picker because I really just need the time. Date picker Swift UI. Ah, there is a displayed component. So selection, comma, displayed components dot hour and minute. Sweet. And I think that's basically it. So let's put these in a section. And then we'll do a button action something. This isn't what I want. Button style dot bordered prominent dot tint is green. And if we refresh, boom, save. I am not a fan of this text style here, but we'll leave it for now. And then we'll do the same thing, but for cancel dot red. Plain? Nah. Borderless? There we go. Frame. Max width dot infinity. Sweet. And we can also say dot row, list row, background dot none. Color. Dot clear, maybe? There we go. And let's apply it here as well. And then let's get rid of the list separator as well. Dot list separator, row separator, dot hidden. Sweet. And let's do the same thing in the middle. Copy, paste. Great. And one more thing I want to do is give a little bit of space. Bottom. Cool. Ooh, hold on. Dot list row inset. No. Oh, hey, that's actually what we want. Maybe not. I thought that was it, but okay. Does this mean? Cool. All right, so now we need to make the save and the cancel options like what happens here. The first thing we need to grab is environment / dismiss var dismiss. And if cancel happens, we're just gonna dismiss. What did I do wrong? Typing is hard sometimes. Oh, that's what I thought. So we have the button, the action, the label. Sweet. And let's just make that look better. I'm not, like, why is this not expanding right? I really think that's a weird way to write it. Is it because it's a trailing closure? And then we could just do this. I think that like makes me feel, oh my goodness. I just made it all go away. Feel a little bit better about it. Okay. Copy. Save. Cool. All right, and then we'll make a function here called save. All right, so there should be like a model container Let routine item equals routine item. Title. Notification date is notification time. All right, so how do we save an item is probably the better question here. Let's open the birds project and let's just see what happens in this project. Trust and open. Sweet. Oh man, that was a lot, but that's all right. Oh. Well, this is cool. So like inside here, they even put all of this inside a package. Account generation. I'm guessing this is all for like data generation for random things. This is super neat. All right. I care about it, but like I don't at the same time. List. Why don't we just run it? It won't run on my Mac, but we can sign with my here and go run on an iPhone. Oh, I really don't care about running. Okay. I apparently have to download the watch thing, so that's not what I wanted to do, but that's fine. It's downloading now, so now I have to wait for it to finish downloading. This is awesome. But let's go click through some stuff and we'll figure it out, I'm sure. What does their model preview say? Struct model preview and takes in content and then it just builds the content. Takes in models, models.first, content. Huh. Bird view navigation stack. New bird indicator. That's kind of cool. Oh, to use the new animator options. So inside app screen, excuse me, we create labels, destinations. Oh man, this is actually like slightly a little bit intense. I actually really like these type of apps because they really give like a good idea as to where Apple wants like some type of architecture. And now it's frozen because it has to verify. So that's fun. Yeah, I think we're just gonna probably call it done here actually and let Apple do its thing. I appreciate y'all watching and sitting through. I will be back next week on like Tuesday, I'm guessing, because there's no more hockey for sure. We watched the Stanley Cup. It's a great game-ish. It was a blowout, but it was a good game. So I'll be back like next week on Tuesday. We'll continue some of this. Maybe I'll have some answers as to like how to do things or why things are breaking. But yeah, so thanks y'all very much for watching. I appreciate it. As I said, I'm going to chop this up and get rid of the like time I was gone and put it on YouTube. So feel free to go give me a subscribe there. You can also join the Discord, drop any questions you have there, and I will catch y'all on another night. Bye, y'all.